right, today I'm gonna give you a little bit of phone training, okay? So every day I get probably, 500 text messages from salespeople across the world. Currently I'm training over 20,000 salespeople, and I wanna tell you this. One of the most common things that I'm getting right now, obviously I don't need to say we're in the era of the coronavirus, but people say, hey, we're not purchasing right now, we're gonna wait until the crisis is over. Am I right? If you're in a dealership, whether you're cold calling out or whether you're taking an inbound call, which is someone actually getting information on a vehicle, right? Like you're answering the phone saying, hey, I hope you're having a great day. How can I help you? They're calling about this Tahoe. You give them the information. You've made a best friend. They love you, right? You feel like you've done everything right along the process. And now what's happening? Now they say, Andy, we appreciate it. We're going to actually hold off. Okay, why are you guys going to be holding off? Because we're going to wait until after this coronavirus deal, and then we're going to make a purchase. We're going to wait until after the crisis, and then we're going to be purchasing something. We just don't feel safe to purchase something right now. Am I right? Is this something that you're going to hear every single day? Absolutely. So what do you want to do? How are you going to push through it? If your dealership's going to stay up, and listen, by the way, if your dealership is closed down right now, and you're like, Andy, we're on a 21-day quarantine, our dealership's closed. Let me ask you this. When you reopen 21 days from now, do you think that this is still going to be going on? Heck yes. This objection is an objection that you might have to get ready for the next 6 months to a year. Just because they contain it or handle it doesn't mean that it's still not going to be out there. I'm sharing with you. This is a subject that we have to get very good at dealing with. So what I did is I've created client says, because of the crisis, and you can put crisis, coronavirus, you can put whatever. Because of the crisis, I'm going to wait to buy. I want to show you how to walk down this funnel, okay? So get a spiral notebook. Maybe you listen to this video one time through, and then if you like what I have to say, go back and then write down word for word what I'm going to tell you to say, and then maybe you can tweak it a little bit for your dealership. Look, at the end of the day, I don't need you to be a second-rated version of me. I need you to be a first-rated version of you. But I want to give you something that you can tattoo on your heart when someone says, hey, Andy, we're not going to buy until the crisis is over. Okay, what happens? Most salespeople will stop when that objection comes. So a client says, because of the crisis, I'm going to wait to buy. Most salespeople, they dead end right away. What are we going to do? We're going to say this. You say, this is you, I understand, other than the crisis, is there anything else stopping you from buying? I understand, other than the crisis, is there anything else stopping you from buying? They're going to say, well, no, we just don't want to do something right now. Great. Customer says no, right? You say, great. We actually have created a crisis fast lane buying program at our dealership that allows customers like you to take advantage of all the big savings that are currently going on and get their new vehicle in the driveway. Listen, let me tell you this. If you're working in a new, and look, I'm going to walk through this again, but if you're working in a new car dealership right now, I saw Ford has 0% for 84 months, okay? That's wicked. Nobody has ever given 0% for 84. Would you agree if you work for a new car franchise right now and they're doing like 90 days no payments, we'll make your first 3 months payments, no payments for a half a year, you know what I'm saying, 0% for 84. Guys, people have to take advantage of this right now. Those new car franchises could pull those deals off the table immediately, okay? So you need to let your customers know that, listen, I want to explain this to you. Hey, I'm not Ford Motor Credit, okay? I don't put these deals out there. My job is just to make sure that you get it. So if you want to make sure you get it right now, we've created a fast online crisis buying program that actually allows you to do everything. I'm going to show you how easy it is. In a 1-minute proposal, I can show you whether this will work for you or not. And then in the end, it's your decision. Would that be fair? Would you mind if I give you just a 1-minute proposal? I'll walk you through everything. If you love it, beautiful. At the end, if you still want to wait, awesome. That's why I start out. But let's go through this whole thing. I want you to understand. Listen to the way that I feel when I'm talking like with conviction and believability, that I have a program available in my dealership. What do they have? They have a problem. What do they need to do? They need to solve it. Who's going to solve it? It's going to be me. Am I going to solve it by stuttering around on the phone? No, it's never going to happen, okay? I need you guys to memorize some word tracks. Understand this. This is going to be around for the rest of the year in 2020. You're going to be very familiar with talking with us on the phone. And by the way, once you write it down, you may say, oh, you know what? I'm going to add this in there. Oh, I'm going to add this. You know what? I'm going to take that line out, Andy, and I'm going to add this one in. That is called being innovative. What I like to do when we train together is give you guys a foundation of something, and then you look at it and say it enough to where you're actually understanding what it is you want to say now, and then write your own word track, okay? And that allows you to do what? Sell more cars and make more money, which is my goal, helping people, okay? So let's walk through this. Client says, because of the crisis, I'm going to wait to buy. Most salespeople crack. We're not. We're going to say, listen, I understand, Mr. and Mrs. Customer. Other than the crisis, is there anything else stopping you from buying? No. Great. We actually have created a crisis fast lane buying program. I just made this up. Why? Because they said crisis. So what did I say? I said crisis. If they said, well, I'm actually going to wait until the coronavirus is over, right? I'm going to say, hey, we've actually created a fast lane buying program for the coronavirus, so you can actually buy a car and be safe. It's beautiful. Do you see how I just give you that? So does there need to be a program? No, the program is you need to do your job and you need to sell them a vehicle. Watch this. Objection comes in. Neutralize it, which means agree with them. Watch this. Hey, we're not buying. Watch this. I understand. Is that agreeing? Yes, I understand. And that's neutralizing, right? So what you're saying is, I repeat it back to them, other than the crisis, that's what's stopping you from buying. Am I right? Yes. Watch this. Now I'm going to overcome it here, and then I'm going to close it at the bottom. So watch this. It's a simple step. So anytime you make a rebuttal to something, objection, neutralize, and agree, overcome, close. So follow me. And I will tell you this. I was in the store yesterday. So I'm in Oklahoma. There's a lot of dealerships that are all still open, okay? So luckily, we haven't had a lot of stores shut down yet. So as I'm in the dealerships and I'm training, yesterday I hear one of the guys says, hey, Andy, you know, this is the third time I've heard this. And obviously I've had tons of texts over this. I'm like, dude, all right, hold up. So let me call this lady back that just called and said she's going to wait because of the coronavirus. Now the deal is, once I got off the phone with her, you know what we did? We made a deal. It took me 5 minutes and we delivered the paperwork to her. Done. About 10 minutes later, I took another phone call. This was a live phone pop. I should have freaking recorded this, but I don't carry around a recorder whenever I'm training people in dealerships. But the deal is I took this phone call. Lady says, hey, I'm going to have to wait until the virus is over, right? Guess what? She actually called it a crisis. That's why I'm using the word crisis, and then you can relay the word however they say it. You repeat that back to them because that's familiarity to them. But she said, hey, because of the crisis, I'm not buying. Guess what happened? I said, I get it. I understand completely. Other than the crisis, right? If the crisis wasn't going on, you'd be ready to probably make a deal if the deal was right? She said, yeah. I said, beautiful. We've created a crisis fast online buying program that's simple, that actually allows you to make the deal that you want now, right? And get the vehicle in your driveway safely. Could I do this for you? And I lowered my voice and I said, would you mind if I gave you a 1 minute? Is anything gonna take 1 minute? No, but I say 1 minute. Why? Because I want her to say sure. I want her to say yes. I want her not to say no, I don't want a proposal. I want her to say, you know what, sure. I wouldn't mind hearing what you have to say. Now what have I done? Now I have the customer considering on purchasing. I said, would you mind if I gave you a 1 minute proposal? That way at least you have something to think about, or that way at least you can kind of see what an online fast crisis proposal would look like. You could take advantage of the savings, and whether you came into the dealership or we brought it to you, in the end that would be your decision. Would that be fair? Look, my job right now, ma'am, is nothing's more important than you. Nothing. Nothing at all. Sir, nothing's more important than you. So I would love to show you what it looks like in this new, Crisis Fast Lane buying program. And I can show you that 100% of our people that have done this, they're 100% happy. Listen, we've delivered 50 cars this way. We've never had one person complain or be upset about it. So I'm going to tell you this. Not only are we good at doing it, you're not an experiment. We've been doing it. And guess what? It's proven and it'll work for you. So guess what? You get their information and what that would look like if they say, sure, you could give me a proposal. Well, watch. What are you currently driving? Are you going to be replacing that? Awesome. Okay, and is financing important on this next vehicle too? Like, are you still making payments on your trade-in? That means you'll still be making payments on this new car, right? Because when I show you a quick proposal, I'd love to show you your trade, just the car, what the payments would look like. I can show you all that stuff, and then at the end of the day, if you're like, man, you know what, this sounds great. This is the easiest, we've ever bought a car before. Guess what? I'll say, sure, would you like to just drive up to the store and pick it up, and I can have you in and out in 15 minutes? Or would you like me to deliver it out to you to test drive? And then if you love it, I have the paperwork with me, okay? I can have you sign it and bring the paperwork back to the store. And your trade-in if you have one. What way would work best? But bottom line is, I'm not worried about that. Let's just talk about the proposal. And guess what? Your managers right now, they're going to be really aggressive on putting deals together. They're going to want to work their hardest to make sure deals get put. Do you think right now if you go in front of your managers with the deal to work, they're not going to be like, dude, you got a customer ready to buy? Yes, let's do it. Over the phone, let's go back 6 months ago. If you go back 6 months ago to your manager and you're like, hey, I got a customer wanting to buy something over the phone, you know what they would say? Nah, get them in here, man. We don't work numbers over the phone. Dude, you know what they'll say right now? You got a customer that's saying yes? Yes, they're interested? Give me that phone. Where's that lady at? Let me call her. Dude, this is the era for you guys to elevate your game and understand this is the way the internet's been going for a long time anyways, but now more than ever, it's actually forcing you to shift. So, memorize the word track. Change it up just a little bit if you would like. I can take any phone call and I can get a customer to say, sure, show me the proposal. Look, I get it. If they're 90 years old, you know, they don't want anybody to be around, not even their kids can go to their front door. Okay, cool. I get it. But if your dealership's still open right now, that means that hasn't happened in your area. You can be doing this right now. And by the way, you might as well learn this and write this down right now if your dealership's not open and memorize it. Why? Because you're going to have to get really good at this when you go back to work. So you might as well have something tattooed on your heart. And by the way, if I was to come and shake somebody's hand on the lot and they were there with me, you know what I'm saying? Or give them a fist bump or an elbow or something, right? Because we don't shake hands right now. Guess what would happen? They'd say, well, we're really not wanting to be here long because of this and that and the virus. And you see, guys, look, we've already got a fast lane buying program. Look, we know how to get you in and out of here fast. I got you taken care of. Don't even worry about it. Now you're like, man, dude, this guy's competent. This guy knows what I need. This guy knows how to help me. Guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up on it. Please comment below on any objections you're struggling with. I'm going to start making these videos on anything and everything that you guys are struggling with right now so I can help you. So have a very blessed day. Stay safe out there, guys, and I'll see you.